Today I have Lexy Nexen. She is a YouTube vlogger, and today we're going to be interviewing her about her YouTube and all things Lexy Nexen. And thank you, Lexy, for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I really appreciate it. So my first question for you is, what drew you to Second Life?
Well, I used to play a game called There.com, and it was another virtual platform. Really loved it. It was my first virtual platform. And one day, a group of people came to There.com from Second Life and basically ran around to every public area they could find. And I just so happened to have been standing at one of them. And they were all like, join Second Life. Join Second Life. It's better than There.com. There.com sucks. And so my friends and I were curious, and she was like, I'll make you an Abby and we'll join together. So she made my Abby and we went into Second Life. And at the time, I was not aware that you had to bear an animation override for your avatar to like have a body language, like the way it stands, sits, walks, all that. So when I joined, like the avatar was really stiff and like walking, it was just very robotic, you know? And I was like, I don't like this. And my avatar looked like crap. Cause I mean, let's be real. The free avatars that they give you when you join just were not good at that time. Now they're a little bit better. So I decided I kind of bounced around a little bit for that day and then never came back for a year later, which is when There.com, they went bankrupt. And so everyone from There.com is kind of scrambling around, like, where are we going to go? What are we going to do? Because we've built these amazing friendships and we don't want to lose each other. So then we all ended up back in Second Life, and I learned the ropes a little bit more, and I really fell in love with it then.
So, the truth about Second Life, that video that you did, it's a very popular video.
Yes.
And were you actually surprised at like how popular the video got?
Honestly, I was, because it was really late on a weekend night, maybe Friday night or something like that. I don't know what really compelled me to make that video. So it was just something on my mind because of I think I was just going down a rabbit hole on YouTube and landed on a bunch of videos about Second Life and people talking negatively of Second Life. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a video about this because I'm really tired of how it's being portrayed or seen by other people who don't play it, you know? And so I just sat down and started just saying what's on my mind. And I was hesitant at first to upload it because I'm like, people are just going to think I'm just sitting here complaining and defending something that they think is BS, you know? And I'm like, whatever, like this is just my honest opinion. This is what I think of Second Life. And I have bragged about Second Life to my real life, you know, family and friends for years now, and like defended it, you know, wholeheartedly. So it was something I was passionate about. And finally I said, I'm just going to upload it and make it public, and no one will probably watch it because more times than not, people like seeing my avatar videos instead of the real life ones. So I'm like, plus it's a real life video, so my audience probably won't really dive deep into this one. And then overnight, it just kept gaining more and more traction until I wasn't even able to keep up with the comments anymore. Like I think I was just hiding comments. I wasn't really responding to them because it was a kind of a controversial video. So I was just hearting the comments instead of responding, and I couldn't keep up anymore. So then my personal assistant was like helping me. I'm like, can you help me with these comments? Because I can't, like, I have to keep making other videos and doing other activities, and I don't want people to think that I'm ignoring them. So she helped me when I asked for help, and it just kind of blew out of proportion there and ended up on like a blog and all this stuff. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, people were talking about it, like Dexter Files. He talked about
Dexter,
it.
Yeah.
He actually did the audio of it on his podcast. And that was,
did he really?
yeah, he did. It was really good. And then, New World Notes, I think that was on New World Notes. I saw it there. And then people were just posting about it on Facebook. What was cool, I liked about it was that you actually showed yourself. You know, I think that it wouldn't have, and I'm not having any judgment on anybody that uses an Navi like most of the time or 100% time like I do most of the time. But I think that if you had not shown your face, like I don't think it would have been as compelling, you know?
Right, I agree.
And yeah, I like that you were like drinking wine and you were just like talking to the audience, like you were their girlfriend.
Right.
Like it was awesome.
Yeah, I really wanted it to feel kind of more casual. Like I'm just like, you know, ranting to my friends.
Yeah, I loved it.
Or like to someone.
So when you look at the video, when you said the truth about Second Life, I think somebody who's not like who isn't a follower of yours, who just kind of stumbles upon it, probably thinks that it's about something like really like, ooh, like what's going on? Do you have that feeling, or is it like...
Yeah, I do. Honestly, because of that video, I gained so many more subscribers. Like, because they were all random one-time people, you know, like first-timers, basically. They weren't mainly my, you know, main crowd of people. Like, once that video kind of became popular, I just started gaining traction. It was literally all first time. I got so many messages, like, on my IMs and people joining my groups and stuff, just wanting to tell me like, oh my god, I saw your video about Truth About Second Life, like it was so great, and I've never seen your channel before, and like it was just awesome getting the responses that I did from people about it.
So like, is it has it kind of changed your viewpoint of like how you video, like maybe the things that we don't plan that you do spontaneous?
You know, I think the ones that I do spontaneously usually gain the most traction. The ones that I actually plan out, they don't really gain that much traction. I don't know what that says about me or my channel or my audience, but it's showing me stuff, you know, and I do look at the numbers because YouTube provides, you know, us creators, content creators with the stats so we can look at numbers and look at my audience and see like what's working and what's not. So I look at that sometimes and I just kind of go from there, but I try to do spontaneous videos, and I think what really kind of prevented me from doing more spontaneous videos was the fact that I was getting asked to do more vlogging for like events and stuff like that, like fashion or companies and brands and all that. And that's not really my style, because if anyone has ever been subscribed to me from the beginning, that's something I actually vowed not to ever do. And so that's why you won't find like a 50 Linen Friday video on my channel. But then later on, I was asked to do like, you know, Equal 10, and I was asked to vlog for Mad P, and then I was vlogging for Junk Food, and like, and then Manpocalypse and stuff like that. And it's like, I agreed to do those things at times where I was busy, and I did tell people reaching out to me like, you know, I have 2 jobs right now, and like I can only do. So we had a compromise as to what I could provide for them. Yeah, you know, I'm like, I could do 1 video like a month or whatever, like, but the deadlines, I cannot. It just stresses me out, like having to do anything by a deadline for Second Life. Like in real life, totally reasonable, but when I come to Second Life, I don't want to have a deadline for anything. Like, I want to just spontaneously do things. So I kind of strayed off from those spontaneous videos because I felt like I have to sit down and do this video, this fashion video, and like all of that. And I'm just like, you know, those are planned out videos, and I don't really want to sit there and plan those because they don't really get that many views anyway. So the spontaneous ones are the ones I want to kind of just randomly come up with an idea one day, and like, I'm going to sit down and record this, and I'm going to plan it out. And those are the ones that gets picked up the most.
Do you, when you talked about, like you said, like, you don't have the 50 Linden Friday video on your channel. Um, do you think that, because I don't know if you've noticed, but it does seem like things have gotten a bit more competitive. I don't know what, like, I don't know what's going on, but it's gotten strangely competitive.
Emily, I have to agree because honestly, I only need to watch one person's video on 50 Linden Friday.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times I don't even watch the videos. I'll watch it if I'm genuinely that curious. But that one website, the other day it was down. I don't know if it still exists. Seraphim SL, however you say it. They had a gallery of everything that was available at 50 Linden Friday. So I could go over there, click on that, and look at each item and see if I want to go and buy it. I love that there are 50 Linden Friday videos out there. I think there are too many 50 Linden Friday videos out there. There's everyone wants to do a 50 Linden Friday video. And I think people have just gotten inspired over time.
Yeah.
Because, at one point I feel like maybe 2 or 3 channels were the main go-tos for it, you know? And then maybe they kind of fell off and wasn't really doing it as much. So then someone else picked it up.
Yeah.
And then they gain a lot of traction from that. And you have these people who are watching the videos and they're like, I love watching these 50 Linden Friday videos. Maybe I should make a 50 Linden Friday videos. And then it just kind of spirals from there. And then you have like 100 people on YouTube making 50 Linden Friday videos. And I'm like, okay, guys, like, I think we get it. I think we know what's out there 50 Linden Friday this week. I've already seen, and especially if you're doing it later, like, it's kind of pointless, but also I get that they're doing it for their own audience because everyone has their own, set of subscribers who are loyal fan base to their channel. So I get that. And hey, I don't care if people want to make 50 Linden Friday videos. I just won't be making any because there's already thousands of them. So I just don't want to like dive into that, even though there's just so many there already to watch. So it's just not going to be on my channel.
It's also a slippery slope because I've actually talked to another blogger about this, and I'm like, because I did the Hello Tuesday one.
Yeah.
And I just did it just because I was like, I want to try something, a little different. I did it for 2 weeks and then I just stopped doing it. And the people who subscribe were like, when's the next one? And I'm like, I don't feel like doing it anymore. They're like, I'm unsubscribing, bitch.
Exactly. Expecting it now. They're waiting for it. They're like, okay, Emily's gonna put this video. Oh no, she did it. All right, I'm out of here. Like,
I think that you'll do other videos like The Truth About Second Life where you come out behind the Abbey and just show yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. I show myself in a few other videos. I like to do a mixture of real life and Second Life because I just want people to kind of get to know me all the way around, but I definitely do plan on doing another. Maybe it will be the truth about something else, Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. It might be spontaneous. Might come to me in my sleep. Might come to me while I'm high. I don't know. We'll just have to see.
One thing I also love about you, Lexy, is that you're not like vanilla. You're not. You'll swear.
Chocolate, baby.
Yes, you'll swear. Oh, yeah, you're chocolate. Exactly. But you'll swear. You'll talk about wine. You're like, you just like let your hair hang down, and I really like that. And I remember there was a video where you said that sometimes people don't necessarily want you on, like they don't want to collab with you because you're not like I was saying the word vanilla, like, and you were saying like you can change to kind of fit their standard of their channel if they just let you know.
Oh yes.
And I found that conversation very, very interesting because do you find it hard to be free? Like, do you feel like there's an expectation for you to kind of polish it up and, be like an anchor woman?
So it just depends, honestly. And I think what you're talking about is from a live stream that I did. It was a Q&A live stream that I did. And someone asked, who do I love to collab with, or who do I enjoy collabing with? And I said I don't really collab with a lot of people because it's not that I think they have an expectation of me. It's just that when I go to someone else's channel and I kind of watch their videos and see how they go about their videos, I make notes of, do they cuss? Are they more like reserved? Like, do they want a more formal video? Or are they kind of like, free flowing and just like say whatever is on their mind, whether it's cussing or about drugs or alcohol or whatever. Yeah. So I kind of observe, and honestly, that's part of collabing, is just expressing what you would allow and wouldn't allow on the channel that the video was going on. It's just, I think it's a business thing between two content creators. Like, you just say, hey, I really try not to swear on my channel because I want to keep it more PG. I want to keep it more family friendly. So let's not do swearing or talk about any kind of drugs or alcohol, whatever. I'll be like, cool, that's great. Won't do that. And like, that's easy for me to do. It's like, I have to talk about these things. But on my channel, that's my audience. I want them to know what I talk about in my personal life and what I just talk about regularly without filtering myself. So that's just my channel. If they're wanting me to be more reserved or polished on their channel that the video is going on, then I'm cool with that. Absolutely. And, if they want to come on my channel and like, hey, say whatever you want to say. Like, I don't care. Just say it. It doesn't have to be like clean. But if they're that type of person, then they're that type of person. We're going to like force them to say anything they don't want to say. But I just, I like to abide by the rules of other people's spaces, on their channels, in their homes, whatever it is.
I'm a huge supporter of marijuana. I love it.
Yes.
Do you do CBD or, it's kind of...
CBD, yes.
Yeah.
I do CBD. I even like, my dogs even do CBD.
And then wine. That's not a drug, but I love wine.
Wine is amazing.
Do you like red or white wine? Is there a preference?
So I like both. In the winter times and colder temperatures, I drink a lot of red wine. The only red wine I'll drink is Cabernet Sauvignon because it's not as sweet and it doesn't have that like battery acid taste either. I don't really like really, really sweet wines. I've tasted every single wine. Like, I'm a wine connoisseur, so it's like I've tasted it all. I just like what I like. And then in the hot weather, summertime, and even in the spring, I'll drink white wine because it's chilled. Some people chill red wines, but you're a psychopath if you chill a red wine. White wines are meant to be chilled. You can drink it room temperature, but red wines, don't ever chill a red wine and give it to me because I might slap you in the face. So I like the white wine in the summer because it's just like I can add to it. Like, I like to freeze berries and put like those in the white wine. That way it keeps it chilled still. And then at the end, I get to eat the fruit. So I like to like freeze blueberries, or even grapes and stuff, and strawberries, and like drop them in my white wine. And my favorite white wine is usually a Pinot Grigio.
You have a wine shop, right?
I did. I ended up closing it, but I did have a wine shop, yes.
Well, you can always, if you ever decide, you could always reopen it. That's kind of the great thing about online.
Yeah, I started it, and the thing is, the reason I closed it was because I wasn't putting as much time as I would like into like marketing and promo and all of that because I was already busy with several other things. So I didn't want it to just keep taking money out of my pocket without me making any from it. So it had a good run, and then I was like, you know what, I might do this again later, but for now, it's just not what I can handle. I not only love wine, but like the other two beverages I really enjoy in the beer and the beer and whiskey realm of things, I'm like, yeah, it's usually beer, whiskey, and wine. Like, those are my three go-tos when I drink anything. So I love the taste and flavor and cultures behind all three of those things. And I actually work at a brewery on the weekends, so I'm always like all about the craft beer scene.
Oh, wow. So your husband was like, I need to swoop this one up. She likes beer. She likes whiskey.
He is the opposite of, like, he's really reserved, but when we met, he was not a craft beer drinker or much of a whiskey drinker. I think I got him into those things. He liked Bud Light Platinums when I met him.
Really?
Like, that was his, like, go-to, and I'm like, babe, I might have to show you, like, what's good. So I took him, we went to the liquor store, and I was like, all right, so, and I picked out some local ones, and, you know, some liquor stores allow you to, like, mix and match a 6-pack of beer. So I just picked, like, 6 different local beers, and I'm like, you're gonna have to try these. And I started with all lighter beers because, I mean, Bud Light Platinums, that's basically water.
Yeah.
So I picked out, like, the lighter beers at each local brewery and had them try those. And now we're both just, like, complete beer snobs, okay? Like, we have an app. It's called Untapped. And it's basically social media for beer snobs.
Oh, my God. That sounds amazing, though. Are you, like, a big sports fan? Like, are you... Like, do you like sports, football?
I wasn't a big sports fan. When I was younger, I ran track and field, and I was really freaking good at it. But then when I moved to the United States, I didn't understand jack about football. Okay, I didn't understand it. I was a cheerleader in high school, so I went to all different games and stuff. I couldn't tell you what was going on the field. And so as I got older and got married and stuff, my husband, he's been teaching me about football. So now I get it, and now I'm, like, more into it, and now I understand a lot more of football. And I think what I really enjoy is not necessarily the sport itself, but the festivities around football season.
Yeah.
And it's, like, in the fall, and, like, we have people over, and we have, like, little, you know, get-togethers, the snacks, the beer, like, the cheering, and we're huge Kansas City Chiefs fans, so it gets pretty wild.
That sounds like fun, though. So,
yeah.
So were you a sorority girl?
I was not. No, I can't picture myself in that lifestyle because I'm very independent, so it just wouldn't work for me.
But you were a cheerleader.
Right. Yes, in high school.
In high school, okay. So in college, did you do a lot of? Were you in, like, theater or any groups?
No, I think most of my group activities was all in, like, high school. Once I got to college, I'm like, leave me alone. I'm like, leave me alone. And I never completed college. I'm supposed to go back to school hopefully next fall.
Yeah.
But I definitely, you know, dive outside of, like, the group activity when it came to college, because I'm like, I don't really want to be involved in anything. I just want to strictly focus on, like, getting my degree. Like, that's it. I don't want to do all this other crap.
What do you know what you want to get your degree in, or what you're interested in?
I started with psychology because that's really one thing I was passionate about. And then somewhere along the way, I switched to administrative communications because I wanted to be able to apply for jobs that were in the higher level of, like executive type positions in businesses and companies, like large corporate businesses and companies. So that's what I'm finishing my degree in once I go back to school next fall.
You're very good at speaking, so I mean, I'm just picturing you at a wine vineyard, being, like, the public relations of a wine vineyard, in, like, flowy dresses.
That's funny. Well, I mean, I could, but also I would want to work for, like, a really big wine company then, if that's the case. Because if I get that, once I complete that degree, like, I want a really high-end job. like something that's gonna take me up there, you know?
Yeah.
So I want to be like sitting at a big boss desk is what I want.
So what do you like to do for fun in Second Life?
In Second Life, I like to explore a lot because there's just so many beautiful places to see. Like, it blows my mind every time I just go to a random sim. Like, that looks interesting. And I'm just like, man, the mind of the people, you know, that created this space is just incredible. And you get to see, like, just a lot of creativity. So I love to explore. Late at night, you can find me at some random dive bar type club sometimes. So I'm not going to be at like, you know, your typical hip hop club watching people twerk. You're going to find me like at some grungy looking weird bar where probably everyone in there is at least 10 times older than me or more. And just like chilling in a corner, like dancing with myself. I don't really partake in the local chat conversation. I'm just there to like listen to music. It's late at night. And then I'm watching the chat, I'm listening to the DJ, you know, and I'm just kind of enjoying that for a moment before I decide to do something else, of course. And outside of, exploring and going out, I like to go to live music events. My favorite live musician was Sky Galaxy. I haven't seen him in a while, but when like years ago, oh my gosh, like he was always in Second Life. I think he ended up signing with a label or something, remember? But he was contracted to do actual music outside of Second Life, so he stopped doing live shows in Second Life, and it broke my heart because I love him so much. And I think he has some YouTube videos online. So I would always go to his live music. And from there, I would go to other live music venues. But I haven't been to one in a while. So I don't really know who's out there anymore and who's like relevant today. So those are pretty much my top three things. I'm not much of a shopper. So I won't say shopping is one of my favorite things to do in Second Life.
That's funny that you say not shopping, because I would have thought you would have been like, shopping.
I have a love-hate relationship with shopping because, especially shopping in Second Life, I love to shop in real life too, every now and then. But I just feel like shopping has really taken away a lot of the experience of Second Life for a lot of people. Because it just sometimes just irritates me to the core that I have a friends list full of people, and no matter who I message, sometimes it's always like they're shopping or something. You know, I'm at this shopping event. I'm like, but there's just so much in Second Life to do and see besides just shopping. Yeah. So I feel like it's just 24/7. It's always about shopping. Half these people don't even go anywhere. Like, they're just sitting at home, like, dressing their avatars, you know? And I'm like, that's fine. Like, that's what you want to do. But I'm also just annoyed because I'm like, let's go do something else. Like, I don't want to shop. And I think it's just so much money. Like, you're just giving so much money for products that you're probably not going to remember to open later because you're buying so many things at one time. At least that's happened to me. Yeah. So I, like, buy stuff and forget about it. I'm like, people have done it. I know I'm not the only one. I'm not a psycho. But, I mean, I'm not a big shopper. I go every now and then. If it's like food, I like to buy food because I can put it out somewhere at some point. And I like hair. Hair and food are my two favorite things to shop for. Anything else, like, just gift it to my inventory. I don't even want to go look for it myself.
Well, that's one of the criticisms that I see is that people are like hungry for experiences. They want to see more content.
It's just something.
They're like, you know, can you show us a wandering video? Can you show us something a little different? You know.
Yeah.
So but I also understand that, like, you know, the shopping does get a lot of attention. So I guess, you know,
it does.
It's a little hard. Like, I did the Berlin Hotel Adelon video, and it's like people are like, oh my god, I didn't even know there was like 1920s Berlin project, and there's a hotel there.
Right.
We did the Essentia video.
Yes, the hotel, yeah.
And it was like, wow, like it was like so luxurious, and it's like there's a hotel.
Right. And I got a lot of views, and I didn't expect it because I'm just like, I feel like everyone knows that there's hotels here, so it's like people probably have already been there. Like, so it's stuff like it's YouTube has its algorithm or whatever, and the Second Life people who watch YouTube, they a lot of times you're saying that the shopping videos are popular, and they are because people are pretty much addicted to shopping in Second Life. So they want to see what other people are buying and where to get certain things and like all that. I mean, I totally get the appeal of it. I personally just don't. It's not my thing, and that's why I kind of got angry at myself when I started doing like shopping or any type of videos on my channel like that. But I'm like, I'm doing it for my people. It's fine. It's not about me. And so I just kind of like do some here and there just because, people like seeing it. But I mainly enjoy seeing more of like you're seeing the wandering videos because there are some gems out there that people don't know about. And then those sims end up closing because they're not really getting many visitors, and it's more like it's not cost effective for the people who own the sim, So they're just spending money on a place that they've put a lot of time and effort into that no one is coming to see. That part breaks my heart because I'm like, this is such a brilliant place, but nobody's coming to see it because everyone's at the shopping events.
Yeah. And I think there has to be more of a balance,
Yeah, absolutely.
One thing I loved about one of your videos was your wedding video where you showed basically your wedding day. I was like, it was the best video ever.
Thank you.
What made you decide to share like such an intimate part of your life?
It was our anniversary, and so I typically upload it was a wedding package where you get like a 30-second clip and then a minute clip, and it's like all in kind of a trailer format, so that way I could post them to different social medias like Instagram, Facebook, and all this. And so I thought about whether or not I should post it on my YouTube channel, and then I said, nah, like they don't need to know like anything about this part.
Oh my gosh.
But then I'm like, you know what, they should. Like, this is, I think in my YouTube channel, like my family, like the people who are subscribed to me and especially have been with me for a long time, they kind of hear my stories here and there. And I want a level of like, I guess, transparency with my audience. And so I'm like, this is a really intimate video. And I feel like people love intimacy, especially people who are watching you. They want to know more about the person that they're watching, and they want to know more about their, personal life. And I could choose to keep my personal life personal, or I could choose to share it. Obviously, I'm not going to share every part of it, but there's some parts I can share, like the happiest moment in my life, like my wedding.
You look so like, beautiful.
This is okay to share, so I decided to do it. Thank you.
You look like a princess. Like you had like was it like a ball gown? It had tulle, right? Did it have tulle? Oh my god, yes, it did. And it had glitter, right? In the bodice?
Yeah,
oh my
like
gosh.
rhinestones.
Yes.
And like beads, all kinds of stuff.
Can I tell you, I watched that video. I watched a couple times that day. I was like, oh, it was so good.
I don't really sit there and commit to like 30 minutes of it,
one thing I also really liked that you did was I love that you did the stream. I think you took it down the New Year's Eve stream where you came on and you were hanging out with us for New Year's Eve.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And I thought that, I don't know if you thought of it this way, but I thought it was really thoughtful because there's a lot of people that they can't do stuff on New Year's Eve. And I thought you coming on, dressing up, and just like connecting with people, I thought it meant a lot, I mean, I was like, oh, that's so nice. Like she, cause you had things to do on New Year's Eve, like you were going up, but you just like came on and you were like, It was like the best because you had your outfit on and you were like, this is what I'm wearing and like I'm going out and then but you like hung out with us even longer. Like
yes, I did. It was a long time, I remember.
I just thought that was really thoughtful because I was like, during the holidays there's a lot of people who can't because
that's something to think about, Emily. I didn't think about it like that. Mainly because in the moment, I'm like, I wonder what everybody's up to. Like, are they doing something in SL or doing in real life? That was really the only thought process that was in my mind. Like, what's everybody up to? Like, I'm going to hop on here real quick and, like, say hi and hang out for a bit before I go. But the fact that you brought up the point that some people aren't able to do something, like, and they appreciate, like, someone else, especially someone they're following or subscribed to, doing that for them. Like, I didn't look at it from that perspective, but now I am, and now I feel compelled to do something else similar,
Yeah. I mean, I noticed, and I didn't write it in the comments because I was like, I'm not gonna like be all cheesy, like thank you so much. But
I mean, you're pretty reserved when it comes to like commenting on anything on videos or not. So I never know. I just do everything with. I just do it, and I never know if people are like actually paying attention because a lot of people are shy.
Yeah.
Or just feel like they don't want to put their opinion out there. So I don't get a whole lot of responses from people.
Mm-hmm.
So I never, or feedback really. So it really helps me when you're telling me this because now I can, have a sense of direction as to like what other people are thinking about it.
I try to do right. I need to be better at writing comments, but I always hit the like button. But sometimes it's like you don't. I have a 2-year-old, and sometimes it's like It's like how many times can you say "great job"? Like you want to write something more thoughtful. It's like "good job!" exclamation point hearts.
Right.
Which I do a lot, but it's like. I feel like I'm like, they probably think like I'm just like not really watching it or something. More people should come out behind the Abbey and like show themselves, feel more comfortable.
Absolutely not. Mm-hmm. I don't think more people should do that. I think people should do what they feel comfortable with. I don't think it's even traditional for people who are second life vloggers or IMVU vloggers or whatever. I don't think that's a traditional thing to do anyway.
Yeah.
And by traditional, I mean it hasn't really been done regularly for a long time. And it's just been avatar only for pretty long. So as far as the people who are second life vloggers, I think it's rare that you'll see someone come out from behind the Abbey who feels comfortable to do it because some people are worried about so it might be like a confidence thing.
Yeah.
It might be that they fear judgment from their peers and their audience. They might be worried about their safety. They don't want people looking them up or like searching them. Or it might, there's different reasons. Some people have really important jobs, so they don't want their face on a platform talking about some weird topic or doing something strange in a virtual world.
Yeah.
So I think it's just whatever people are comfortable with. I don't think people should feel like they have to do it. Like I did it because I don't mind being on camera. I don't mind showing my face. I don't care. So I'm just like, whatever. Like if they want to see me, here I am. If they don't like it, peace out. Like unsubscribe and leave the video. But I think if you're comfortable just being the voice behind the avatar, keep it that way. Some people don't even like when you show your face because then it ruins their fantasy because we all know Second Life comes with this level of like mysteriousness like from the person that you're talking to because you know what they look like. A lot of people don't have real life pics on their profile anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like they want to just know you as your avatar. They don't want you to show your real face behind it. So I mean, you definitely don't have to if you don't want to. And if people are pushing you to do it, it has to be like a significant amount of people pushing you for you to actually go forward with it.
For me, my avatar inspires like my real life a lot. Like there's sometimes, I don't know if you experience this, but there's sometimes when I go shopping, I'm like, oh, this is something my Abby would wear. And it kind of like pushes me a little bit more than I wouldn't typically feel comfortable. But I'm like, that's kind of cool. Does your Abby inspire your real life fashion?
Not really. Just because I find that a lot of stuff I've bought in real life, like a month later, they'll pop up in Second Life. So I feel like my real life inspires my Abby's fashion a lot of times. Although the two and two don't always go together, because I can dress my avatar like a complete slut, and then I won't dress like that in real life. But it just depends, But a lot of times my fashion in real life comes before it even reaches Second Life. So I think it's the opposite for me.
What would you describe your personal style?
My fashion style? Very seasonal, obviously. I love wearing, like in the spring, I love wearing rompers, and I love wearing things that are like one piece. So if it's just like a dress, whether that's a short cocktail dress or a long, like, sundress, or a jumper or a romper, like I love wearing things that are just one piece. But when I'm not wearing stuff like that, I'm usually wearing like, I don't really like wearing like jeans, like denim jeans, because I find them really restricting on my body. Like, I'm just like, I feel so like uncomfortable in them, like my legs. And so I like them to be a little bit more stretchy, not jeggings, but like in between jeggings and like actual denim. So I like it to be a little bit stretchy. And in the summer and spring, I wear bright colored bottoms. So they're usually like, salmon and peach and lime green, like all these fun pants, and then cute sandals and stuff. So I like to mix it up a little bit. And in the fall, I just wear a ton of black. I don't know why.
It sounds like your Caribbean influence, like being free flowy, like goddessy, like.
So, when I go out on the weekends, I'm usually pretty like dressed up, like sexy, like. I like to show my cleavage. I like to show my legs. Like I put on my biggest lashes and like put on all my jewelry and stuff, like pretty flashy stuff, fur coat, like, Hollywood. But
that sounds amazing.
It depends on where I'm going, honestly. Like, I mean, I dress for, the occasion, obviously.
Yeah. Your design style.
I would say it changes, but for the most part, I like minimalistic looks. Ooh, so really clean, edgy looks, lots of like white, gray, and lots of greenery, lots of plants, and gold accents. Like really simplistic. I don't like clutter. I'm not like a vintage person either, so I'm not going to have a whole lot of vintage stuff. So it's really modern, contemporary style, like squared furnitures and like geometric spheres and stuff like that kind of thing. That's kind of my personal interior design style.
Do you bring that into Second Life, that your interior design style?
I absolutely do, but also I don't, because depends on where I'm living at the time in Second Life. I decide like, what kind of look do I want to go for this time? So because it's Second Life, I have that freedom. In real life, I have, one home and just this much money to decorate it. But in Second Life, I could just kind of switch that up like in a heartbeat. So I have bounced from like really cozy, like almost like a cafe style setting in my homes, like really kind of almost cluttered. And then I have homes that I've made really simplistic and modern, like I explained earlier. And then a couple years ago, I think that house tour is still on my channel. And it was really, I wanted to feel like a vineyard in Italy. Like the house was really worn on the outside. Like there was like green, like moss or something on the outside of the walls. And then inside was just like kind of worn leather furniture and stuff like that, like a vintage old school type kitchen. And it just felt really lived in. And that was one of my favorite homes ever.
Oh, do you think you'll do that again? Like,
Probably.
Yeah.
I really loved it.
So one of the things that comes up a lot is Second Life a game, or is it real life?
Is it a game or is it real life? Well, by definition, a game ends in a definite result. You're playing for a period of time, and you complete tasks, and it ends in a definite result. So to me, Second Life is not a game. It's like a place you can come to play games. There are games within Second Life. But Second Life itself is not a game. It is a virtual platform, and I think people seeing the avatars and just like all these other characteristics of it, people might say it is a game. But on its own, it's not a game by definition. I think there are people who will treat it like a game. And they come in as just a character. They don't want to be seen as a real life human person, as themselves. So they come in and they play a character and they play a role. And I don't know what the end result is for them, but they get some sort of end result. And that's a game to them. I personally, I don't play Second Life as a game. I come in here as myself. I meet people. I talk to people. I travel. I go to China in Second Life. Go to China, Japan, Italy. Go to all these places, and I'm not really looking for an end goal. I'm just kind of living it like a lifestyle. And I think most people do live it like a lifestyle. And some people have homes and families, and I have been in that position where I had a home, I had a family, and I was just like living out like it was a real life situation, taking road trips and flying on airplanes and going to a destination. And I mean, there are real people behind the avatar, so I try to treat people with respect, because I don't know everybody's story. So even people who are fans of mine, when they reach out to me, if someone has ever said I was mean to them when they've reached out to me to comment on something they liked that I did, like if they've ever said I was mean to them, they have to be lying. Because that's all I can think about is have compassion for people, especially here. Yeah. Because people are here for all kinds of different reasons, and they're here from all different walks of life. So I never know. When people reach out to me, I'm like, very nice. Thank you so much. Like, I'm never going to be like, oh yeah, I know. Or like, whatever, buzz off, leave me alone, I'm busy. Like, it's not a game. Like, these are actual people. So I don't think of it as a game whatsoever.
That's one thing I like about you, is you're very approachable. Like, you don't have that barrier. Like, ooh.
I try to be.
Yeah.
I feel like life is hard enough, as it is. I don't want to add to the level of difficulties for other people.
Yeah. So the memories, when you have memories of your time in Second Life, do you cherish them as in you would like a real life memory, or do you have dreams?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I cherish them because it's memories I've made and connections I've built with actual people, like these are my friends and families. So I cherish those memories. I have had dreams about Second Life. It's the weirdest thing, because like dreaming about it, and then you come to Second Life and I'm like, wait, did I actually do that? Or like, was I dreaming about that? Or like you start a conversation with someone that you thought you had, but you didn't have it. You had it with them in your dream. So then it's just awkward from there. But I cherish every memory that I've had, like good ones, obviously. There are some pretty salty memories.
Yeah.
That I'm like, you know what? Screw those people. But for the most part, I cherish the memories. I have people in Second Life that I've known for the entire 10 years that I've been here. And I hold on to those people. I'm very, very loyal to people who I actually consider friends of mine, not just people who barge into your life and come in with a level of, level of expectation, like you owe them something. Like I don't, I'm very picky and choosy when it comes to who I allow in my personal space, my energy bubble, and who I want to keep there. So as long as I'm keeping you there, I'm cherishing every moment we spend together.
What's your sign, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm Aquarius.
Of course. You're very Aquarius the way you're talking. And you know what's interesting is when you're talking about limitations, Aquarius are they love people to come in, but they don't want people to kind of be overbearing.
Yes. I keep, even Second Life and real life are the same. Like, I have many friends. Like, I'm what you call a popular loner because I'm known around my community, my peers, amongst my peers in Second Life and real life. A lot of people know me. I know a lot of people when I see them in public. It's, hey, how's it going? Like, I love you. Like, hugs. And then at the same time, I'm also keeping one arm straight out so that you stay right over there until I feel like your vibe and attitude and your intentions are solid enough to come closer to me. But even then, even some of my closer friends, like, aren't too close. Like, you know, they're very close, but not too close. I don't know why this is, but I guess I can feel people's intentions and, like, their energies even behind the computer and stuff. And it's like, I try to, like, shield that out from my own space, because then I'm going to look at you with different eyes if I sense something that is off about why you're around me. So I want to feel genuine to people, and I want to feel like we have an authentic connection. So I do let people in, just not all the way in.
I used to have a boss who was an Aquarius, and she had like a spiritual store, very Aquarian, very spiritual. And it was just like what you described. Like, she would be really, like, people would come and get this amazing knowledge from her. But then they'd come back the next day, and she's like, I can't get rid of these people. And I'm like, because the energy's so good. Like, people want to keep dipping into that well. They're like, oh, yes, give me some of that Aquarius.
Keep dipping into it. Like, I'm like, no, leave my well alone. Go find another well. And I love spending time by myself. Like, I don't like a lot of people being around me at all times. So, and people find that, in my real life, people find that really hard to believe, because I can be so outgoing. Yeah. And, like, my spirit seems like I just love to be around people. But especially working at a brewery, I mean, obviously, I'm a beer tender. I love connecting with the people that I'm serving the beer to and, like, being outspoken to them. I mean, hell, they're tipping me. So I'm like, I'm not going to make them have a bad experience. And then when I go out on the weekends and stuff, I'm really, like, out there and I'm fun and I'm like having a good time because I'm out. But you'll notice also, if you ever see me out in real life, I guess in Second Life too, because I kind of explained that earlier, but in real life, even when I'm out, like, in a social setting, like at a bar or something, like weekend nights, I'll go with one person, like a friend. And as long as I'm just there talking to that friend, I'm perfectly content. Just us two or three or however many friends I go out with. That's the bubble that I want. And that's the only thing I see in my field of depth, my depth of field, whatever. Like, all I see are these people. Everything else around them is a blur to me. So a lot of times I get approached by just random people or people that we know, acquaintances, but because I'm not out with them or out to see them, I get the worst anxiety. I'm just like, they start coming up to me and, like, approaching me, or just to compliment me, or, like, say what's up or whatever. And I can only take so much before I'm like, all right, I need to go to either a different bar or go home. Because now I'm just uncomfortable and I want to stay in my room alone to recharge. Perfect time.
Could you tell me how Second Life has been positive, but also how it has been negative to your life?
I think in a positive way, Second Life has taught me so many skills, because I started Second Life really young. And so I learned a lot about myself, and I learned how to write these note cards and make them sound really professional. Because like at one point I was a manager and stuff of clubs. Mm-hmm. So I was like learning how to write note cards. I've learned how to like build businesses from the ground up. Like I had like almost like a corporate business in Second Life at one point. And I've learned how to hire people and how to like, I've learned marketing skills just from having to do these things myself. I mean, I feel like people learn these skills if they join Second Life and start doing any kind of job. You naturally start to learn these skills because it's what you have to do for your jobs, you know? Mm-hmm. And I've learned how to talk to people and how to socialize because of Second Life. I've also built so many solid friendships where these people have become literally like family to me, like in real life, you know, mm-hmm. text each other on our cell phones and wish them happy birthday, Merry Christmas, Aww. Like, you know, mm-hmm. all this stuff, like these really deep connections. Like it's amazing, absolutely amazing. So in that way, I'm happy that I've like built these solid friendships and have learned all these skills. And now doing YouTube and stuff, it's kind of forced me to be putting myself out there more mm-hmm. because I have a tendency to be really reserved. So from YouTube alone, it kind of, because even if you go back and watch older YouTube videos, like I'm not really as myself mm-hmm. as I am today. So that also has helped me a lot. And then on top of that, I've learned editing skills. I've learned all kinds of stuff. I've learned all this stuff for free just from Second Life. And then I think the only negative thing is that there were times that it was just addicting to where it took me away from real life activities. Mm-hmm. There were times where people invited me places and fun stuff I could be doing. Mm-hmm. And instead of going out, I'm like, I want to stay in. I want to go to this event that's happening later. Like, you know, I agreed that I would do this and that with this person in Second Life. And it's like, okay, I can't sit at the computer like all day. Like at some point I got to get out there. And like my friends are like, where are you, dude? Like, mm-hmm. what are you doing? Like, why aren't you coming out anymore? You know? And so it kind of isolated me a bit, but that's really the only negative thing that I've gotten out of Second Life.
What would you recommend for like a new vlogger? Because there's a lot of vloggers coming in now.
Yeah, I love it. You mean like advice?
Yeah, like what advice would you say for like content, or like if you could look back at when you were coming in, like what would you tell yourself being a new vlogger? I would tell myself to be patient, because channels can sometimes grow slowly depending on what it is you're doing. Yeah. And also because if it becomes like the niche that you're trying to do sometimes becomes oversaturated. Yep. And so there's just too many people doing that one thing. And so it's hard to keep people interested in it. Mm-hmm. So for new vloggers, I would say, bounce around YouTube a little bit in the Second Life YouTube world and see what people are watching, and then try to do something different and see if they might like it. And if they don't like it, just test the waters. Try something that you see that's popular, because YouTube's algorithm also is based on trends. So if something is kind of trendy, try that out. See how that works for you. And keep it consistent as far as like you're not necessarily, you do want to keep the upload more consistent. That's something I would have told myself, but I don't upload consistently. That doesn't help me. But YouTubers who upload consistently get more views, they get more subscribers because their videos are being recommended more in the algorithm. And then also I would tell new vloggers to not get discouraged, because once you start getting your dislikes and bad comments, people tend to revert back into their shell and are like, I don't think I'm gonna do this YouTube thing anymore. This sucks. Yeah. But if you're trying to start a YouTube channel, be expected to get
negative comments and dislikes on your videos.
Yep.
That's just one thing that you're going to just have to build some strong backbone, because people have all kinds of opinions, and not everyone is going to agree with everything that you put out there on your channel. And not everyone is going to like you personally. So just keep putting out what you want to put out, and keep putting out what you're comfortable putting out or uncomfortable putting out anyway. Just put it out there and expect a mixed response in people's opinions, because
Thank you, Lexy, for being here today. This concludes my interview with Lexy Nexen, and all of her credits are down below. Please like and subscribe to her channel. And if you like this content, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe here as well. I'll see you very soon, my virtual mermaids. Bye-bye.